Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, then extract. Good quality one, right? Okay. There you go.
Instead of a number.
Hey, do you know what he's gonna be talking about today? Or not? What?
Well, it's not activity. It's about your.
It's gonna be about planning your guide.
Finding our day?
Just string this thing out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you pull this thing up
Yeah.
from last week? It was up there. Still.
Yeah.
I'm trying to print out my credit report. Give me I got the password for the voucher.
Oh, let me get my notes. I'll be right back. let's go ahead and get started here. Some people are on their way. They text me, and then today we're going to cover two, I think, very important topics. Okay. All right. Today we're going to cover two important topics. One of the important topics that I wanted to cover today. How's everyone?
Good.
Good. One of the important topics I wanted to cover today is actually more of a, and I felt we needed it, especially going into the summertime, is for the first hour of today's class, before I go into the lifestyle training, one of the things I wanted to cover with everyone, and I think it's very important, is putting yourself in the right mindset of being successful. Okay, does it make sense? And I think this is one of my very powerful classes to teach. Because a lot of times when you're in this business, finding that motivation is sometimes very difficult. Okay, finding that motivation is sometimes very difficult. I want everyone to understand something, okay, about this business. Is that you have to see really how hungry are you to be super professional, super successful. Really, how hungry are you to be super successful? Okay? And a lot of times, there's things that you do and the things that you can do to put yourself into that state to be successful. Now, let me ask everyone something. How many times have you had days where you wake up in that day and then at the end of the day, you think to yourself, man, the day's over and I didn't get anything accomplished. I didn't get anything done. Do you guys have days like that where you feel like you didn't really get that much done?
Right.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of days like that bad days lead to bad months, and bad months lead to bad years. And you're always struggling to, thank you. All right, okay. You're always struggling to find, that whatever it is to get you over that hump in your life, And the thing is that I want everyone to understand something, is that the difference between success and fail and you having a mediocre, okay life to you having the life of your dreams. It's funny, but it's not that much difference. And I'm going to show you something that I want you to understand, and this is something hopefully for you is going to be very powerful to see. Okay? I want you to see something that's very powerful. Okay? And it's something that a lot of people don't realize about in life. Okay? I went on a trip. To Vietnam. And after I went on this trip to Vietnam, I thought to myself, man, you know what? I think that in the next 5 years, my wife and I are probably gonna, get a place in Vietnam, and we'll probably stay there 3 months out of the year. Because in Vietnam, for $5,000 US a month, you could live like a king. And $5,000 a month here in the United States, you don't even live middle class. You don't even live middle class. But for $5,000 a month in Vietnam, you can live like a king. And this is why. And now I don't know. The real estate I think is getting more and more expensive every single month. But you know what? Let me give everyone an example. Every year my family and I, we go on this 1 month, 3 week, 1 month trip of the world. Okay, and so every year for the last 8-9 years, I take a month off and I take my family somewhere. Like 1 year we did Europe, 1 year we did South America. This year just happened to be Asia. Okay, So we flew to Singapore. After Singapore, we did like a 10-day huge cruise around around that part of the ocean there, and visited all the different countries like Thailand and Vietnam and all those places. Then we went and then once we landed, we started flying around and visiting all the countries in Asia. And one of the things that I pulled up, because I was so fascinated by it, is because when I was in Vietnam, I asked, a person there, how much is the median wage? How much is the median wage, okay, in Vietnam? And, and so I haven't pulled it up on my phone. It's funny because I actually pulled it up on my phone, okay? And the median wage for Vietnam was $181 per year. Per month, I mean. $181 per month. That's the monthly income. And that's the median income. Okay, that's not minimum wage. That's called median income. That means you take all the poor, you take all the rich, you add them all together, you divide it by income, and then that's what you get. Like, for example, minimum wage for let's say California is whatever it is right now. I don't have no clue what it is. What is it? $10.50 or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay? In certain areas, $15, whatever it is, right? But medium income, I think for United States, is around 50 or 60 or something like that. Okay? $1,000 a year, which is like $4,000 or $5,000, $4,000 a month. Okay? And because I remember, because when I was in Singapore, one of the things I thought, because I always think about numbers, I'm a numbers guy. So when I was in Singapore, and this is very important for you in your life, okay? And this is one of the most important things I'll ever train you as your coach and, as your broker, is the fact that you need to understand where your numbers are. And a lot of you guys have no clue where your numbers are, okay? And you live, but you don't understand exactly where your numbers are. And so I thought it was interesting because when I was in Singapore, a meal costs about the same as a meal in America. And so I said, wow, if meals cost about the same as meals in America, let me see what the income is. And you know what? It's funny. Singapore's income is about the same as our income. So I'm going to pull this up here. Okay, I'm going to pull this up to show you something that I think is very important for you to understand. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. Okay. So this is what I pulled up. Okay. All right. Can't reach that. I want to jump. Okay. So. Okay. So the lesson today. So let's take a look at this, okay? And I want, in order for you to be good business people, you got to understand numbers. So look. Okay? United States average income is $4,930 a month. Hey guys? Hey. All right. United States number 9 in the world. $4,930. And of course places like Monaco, it's sort of because that's like a retirement area where people are total millionaires, so you can't really count some of those people, some of those areas because they're just small areas, okay? Like Switzerland, so it's like 6,700, okay? But you see Singapore is right here, 4,500. So things in Singapore basically sort of cost the same as things in America. Right? Because, the average income is about the same. Okay? But then you look at these countries. You look at these countries, okay? Right here. Vietnam is number 68. $180 a month is average. Okay? Philippines, $305. Okay? Ukraine, $199. Okay? Thailand, $496. Okay? China, $720. Russia, $768. Okay? So man, you know, in America, when people visit America, to them things are like super expensive. Because why? Because that's about what income it is. So when I was telling my wife, I said, man, 5 years from now when the kids are no longer at home and they're in college or they can stay on their own, man, I don't mind living in Vietnam for 3 months out of the year. Okay? And what I mean by that is that, you know, we'll be here for 3 months and run the company and go back for a month and have staff run company and then come back here for 3 months and then go back for a month, right? You know, wouldn't it be great? Because, you know, in Vietnam, for $100 a month, not $180, for $100 a month, you could hire someone to cook and clean and be your housekeeper for a month. And actually, that's pretty decent pay, $100 a month. For $100 a month, you can have a driver. So everywhere you go, you don't need Uber. They just drive you everywhere in their own car. You know, you don't even have to have a car. They'll just come pick you up and drive you everywhere. Right? They're your driver. You have your cook, you have your maid, you have your driver. In America, you don't have a cook, a maid, and a driver. In America, the driver is dad, the cook is mom, you know? The cleaner is of course, we have a cleaner. I'd rather cook and drive, but I don't do the cleaning part. But you guys understand that? You understand that? Man, you know, a bowl of pho here in America now costing $10. A bowl of pho, if you go to the right places, if you don't go to the Americanized Vietnamese place. If you go to the Americanized Vietnamese places, they have they have another menu for you, okay? They're called the From America menu, okay? It's the same food, but it's 10 times more. But if you're there, then if you're there, then they have the menu for locals, okay? See, so when you go there, a bowl of pho for an American is still $4. It's not the $10 we pay here, it's still $4. You know, but if you're from there, you're local, then it's $1. You know why I know? Is because one time I went to a restaurant and we're eating and we were looking at all the prices and then we wanted to order more. Instead of asking for a menu, I saw a menu sitting at the table next to us. So I just walked over there and just grabbed it, started looking at it, and lo and behold, everything is like 1/4 the price. I said, what? I didn't even ask her, what's, she took it from me. She said, no, that's our old menu. Why is there old menu sitting on the table that someone just ordered from, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, you know, the thing is, what I'm trying to say to you is this, and this is very important for you to understand. You know that your dream lifestyle, you got to be able to put a number on it. You got to be able to put a number on your dream lifestyle, okay? And if you want, you could all achieve your dream, okay? If you want, you could all achieve your dream, okay? And this is what I mean. This is what I mean, okay? Let's say a house payment, a nice, beautiful home, okay? In Sacramento region, if you wanted, like, you know, I'm not talking about Eddie Murphy's mansion. I'm talking about a beautiful home in a good area in Sacramento. You could buy for how much? Beautiful home. Even a semi-custom or custom. How much would that be?
800, 900.
800. So let me ask you, $1 million, is that enough to buy a beautiful home? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying live like Eddie Murphy. I'm saying $1 million home in Sacramento could get you a pretty nice home. Yes or no?
Yes.
In a nice area? Yes or no?
Yes.
So someone tell me, you know, I'm going to go on to this mortgage builder here, okay? I'm going to go mortgage calculator, okay? mortgage calculator right here. And in the mortgage calculator, I'll put, let's say $1 million home and you put $200,000 down, so you have an $800,000 loan, okay, at a, let's say a 4% interest rate, okay. $1 million home is a $4,000 a month payment. $1 million home is around a $4,000 a month payment. With insurance, with everything, let's say that $1 million home, let's say that home is a $4,000 a month payment plus another $1,000 for other expenses. Let's say you're at $5,000. Let's say you're at $5,000 for the home, okay? Now let me ask someone, how much is the payment for a brand new Mercedes? Let's say a Mercedes, a real nice one, is $60,000, $70,000. What's a payment on a $70,000 car? Does anyone know? 800. That's a good. How do you know? You have one?
Yes.
Okay.
No, my husband did.
So Mercedes, brand new Mercedes is $800 plus insurance and everything. Let's say it's $1,000 a month to have that car. Okay. And let's say you have a spouse, so they got themselves a BMW. And so that's another $1,000 payment. And let's just throw in there something crazy. You have this crazy toy car. Okay, let's put in there that you have a Ferrari. And instead of $1,000 a month, you're paying $2,000 a month for that car. $150,000 Ferrari. $200,000 Ferrari. So that's the payment for that. Okay, let me ask you something. Food. Straight food from Costco, food from grocery store, food that you buy in abundance. How much in food do you need to eat every single month? Huh? Let's say a family of 4.
It's about
$1,000. See? So for food to eat and not be hungry, $1,000 in groceries.
That's spending, that's splurging.
Yeah, that's splurging.
Keep it under $400 for 4.
Yeah, okay, that's splurging. Because right now I'm talking about a beautiful lifestyle, okay? Let's say, for example, clothes, things that you need every month, things that you may want every month. That might be luxury stuff every month. How much would be good to splurge every month? How much is good, just splurging money? Buy a nice, piece here or there. Buy a nice something every single month. How much do you need to put away every month to just go hog wild a little bit? How much? $3,000 every month? You're gonna buy a Louis every month? No. But every month, just to go out, because not for, it's like
It's 1,000. It's 1,000.
1,000. Like every month you have this $1,000 where you just spend on something.
Yeah.
Buy that grill you want, because you only buy a grill one time.
Yeah.
Okay, buy that purse you want, you only buy it one time. Unless you're my wife, but but buy that shoe you want, right? Every month, let's say you have just a little bit of extra spending money, $2,000 a month. Let's say entertainment. How many movies can you possibly go every single month? How many times every single month can you possibly go to Magic Mountain? How many times a month can you possibly go to Six Flags? Six Flags is $100 for the entire year, okay? So how many movies can you possibly go to? How many times can you go to John's Incredible for your kids? How many times can you possibly do something to entertain yourself for the month? If you had a budget for entertainment, how much would that budget be? Where you could just really go anywhere you want. Go Sky Zone, whatever.
Once a month.
No, not once a month, maybe every single week, even. Because when you entertain yourself, it's not like you're doing something active every single day. So even if you saved let's say $100 and $200 a weekend just to entertain your family, is that enough? If I gave you $250 every weekend on a coupon here to go take your family out and do something fun like a movie, is that enough? Yes or no?
Yeah.
$250 not enough to take your family out to a movie? What kind of movie you want to go to? Movie Studio Grill is not $250. You know what I'm saying? And that includes dinner. Okay? So entertainment, maximum, it's $1,000 a month. Okay? All right? End of year trip. Okay? If you saved up $500 a month, end of the year trip, you get $6,000 to spend for end of the year trip. So it's $500 a month there. All right? So we're covering our clothes and extra items that we just buy randomly on Amazon. That $2,000 a month. You just buy anything you see on randomly on Amazon, okay? Or at the stores when you're at the mall. You have $1,000 for entertainment. You have $500 a month saved up for end of the year trip. Okay? You have your home, you have your Mercedes, you have your BMW, you have your Ferrari, you have your food. Okay? And then you have your miscellaneous. Let's say you have another $2,000 in miscellaneous. And just miscellaneous stuff. Okay? Let's put these numbers together here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 and a half. Okay, and let's say you want to save. Okay, let's say you want to save $2,500 a month. To save, all this comes out to $18,000 a month.
That's what I live on a year, and I'm still alive.
Okay, well, let's change your life. Let's change your life. Because no, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. Okay?
So you're looking at 2 houses a month to cover that?
Yeah, I'm trying to say that. I'm trying to say 2 or 3 houses a month to cover that. In life, sometimes, you know, actually, I'm here to change how you look at things for your entire life. Okay? Okay? I want to try to change how you look at things for your entire life. Okay? Is that $18,000 a month, okay, consistently for a luxury sales agent is 1 deal a month. For a luxury sales agent is 1 deal a month. For a luxury sales agent in the Bay Area, it could be 1 deal every 3 months to live this lifestyle. Okay? For a luxury sales agent here in Sacramento, and then let me ask, do you know that an $800,000 home in Sacramento at 3% is going to fetch you $24,000 in commissions, GCI? Okay? A $600,000 home will fetch you $18,000, and depending on your split, you know, you're going to be bringing most of that home. Okay? So if you just sell one $700,000 or $800,000 home every month, that actually affords you this lifestyle, or gets you darn close to it. Okay? You know, one of the things that I want all of you to be brave about is do not be scared to take the $2 million listing. Okay? You have a Berkshire Hathaway on your shirt. You have a Berkshire Hathaway in your business card. You have the world's number 1, 2, or 3 brand in the world, you know, behind your name. And you're out there trying to look for $150,000 listings? You're afraid? Of what? You take a girl on a date and you're driving a hoopty, or you ride to her house in a bicycle, then be a little bit afraid that she thinks you don't really got into nothing. But you pull up in a brand new Mercedes-Benz, then you're not afraid of anything. You're impressing. You're impressing people that you're with our brand. Okay? We're going to be impressing people with the things that we're going to teach you about our planning guide and so forth. Number 1, do not be afraid to go out there and get and work with higher dollar clients. You sell a $200,000 home versus you selling an $800,000 home, the commission is 4 times more, the work is the same. I don't know if you realize that. Does that make sense? I'm an agent, work with a client looking to buy something, client ended up buying a $10 million shopping center, his commission on that thing was $400,000. 1 deal, done. Paperwork, the same. Same contract. There's no such thing as doing 50 contracts for a $10 million home. You just do 1 contract. Same number of signatures, same disclosures, same 1 signing, just the deal is bigger. One of the things that all of you in our organization, you've got to break through those chains and of your limitations in your mind and start being brave enough to go after the bigger deal. Does that make sense? Yes or no?
Yes.
You got to be brave enough to go after the bigger deal. What more support do you want than having a Berkshire Hathaway behind you? What more are you looking for? Does it make sense? We're not number 2. We're going in as number 1. Understand that first and foremost. Make sense? Also understand, okay? And I have a quick little, you are what you think you're worth. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Do you guys understand that? You are what you think you're worth. If you think you're worth $18,000 a year, you're going to fall somewhere there. That's where you're going to end up falling. See, right now, you don't understand your value. I had someone one time, interview with my previous company. True story. He was so qualified, so I was already ready to hire him. And on a piece of paper, I had already written down what I wanted to offer him as a salary. But before I gave him my offer, I'm a business person, so I will always ask your price first. If your price is too high, I negotiate. If your price is too low, I accept it. So I asked him, what would you like to be paid? And you know what he did? He did the same thing I just did. He broke down what his bottom line is. He said, this is my rent, this is my food, this is what I have to, and so he broke down his bare minimum life. And he literally broke down his value in front of my eyes and said, yeah, I need to make this. The number that he gave me was half of the number I had on my piece of paper. So I put my piece of paper away. Done. That's it. And he felt like he won. I didn't even negotiate. I said, done. He felt like he won. But in reality, he lost by 50%. What I was going to offer him was double what he asked for. Does it make sense? As a salary. Guaranteed. Does it make sense? So what I'm trying to say to all of you is that your dream lifestyle is only breaking down the numbers. You know, it's so funny how much people waste in money. You know that it's funny how much people waste. There's people with 3 gym memberships and don't even go to 1 gym. There's some people with cable, HBO Go, Netflix, Sling. They have 5 different cable TV services and don't use it. You know? There's people that subscribe to things that they don't need. So one of the things that's very important that I want to share with everyone is, you guys need to know your bottom line. You don't know how much money you're wasting. In order to be living on your own, you need to know what your bottom line is. Does it make sense? You need to know exactly per month where you need to be to put your nose above water and breathe and not go negative every month. Because when you know how much you need to break even, then you know what you need to do to be positive. And once you start playing that game of knowing where you're at, then you're going to be floating above water and you're going to be thriving. Some people, all you do is you survive. Now, I don't know if I'm hitting some of you. Maybe all you guys are just rich people sitting in front of me. I don't know if any of you understand what it's like to be hurting for cash. Does it make sense? Like me, I have almost no debt. Every single one of my credit cards are paid off at the end of the month. I have no credit card debt. Okay? I don't have a car payment. Every single car I have is paid off in full. I have 7 of them. Okay? The only thing I have is a mortgage on a home, but I have twice the equity in my home than I do the mortgage. Does it make sense? My debt to income ratio, my LTV on my home is less than 40%. Okay? All right? I have buildings all over the place, and none of my buildings are more than probably 30-40% LTV. None of them. Does it make sense? So no debt, no car expenses. The building I'm in, I own it. Okay? I'm way above break even. Does it make sense? I have to go into years thinking, what can I spend on? So I have to pay so much in taxes, looking for things to spend on, looking for new investments. Okay? But for you, I want to give you 2 avenues. I'm going to give you 2 avenues. I'm going to show you something that is going to blow your mind. You want me to blow your mind? You want me to show you something that will blow your mind? I'm going to show you how to make $1 million in a month. Any given month that you put your mind to it, I'm going to show you how to make $1 million in a month. Would you like to see how you do it?
Yes.
Would you like to see how you do it? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Because it's such a profound statement. It's such a powerful statement. I'm going to show you how to make $1 million in a month. That already when I said it, the first thing that came out of your mind, the first thing that came out of your mind is bullshit. And that's the truth. And sorry for the language, right? But you guys are adults here. Okay? The first thing that comes out of your head is BS. No, never. Most I can ever make is $4,000 a month. I'll never make $1 million in a month. Okay? So the first thing that comes out of your mouth is BS. That's impossible. But what if I told you it's easy? That anyone can do it. You don't need no degree. Anyone can do it. What if I told you that? You still think in your head, BS. Bullshit. No way. Okay? So let me answer to you, okay, to all of you, what I mean. Okay, because it may not think what you mean, okay? First of all, I want you to do something. I want you to first understand what the word $1 million means. $1 million. Okay? What does that mean to you? What is $1 million? What is $1 million? Okay. It's a dollar amount, right? $1 million is a dollar amount. When in your life will you ever see or potentially see a check for $1 million? For a lot of people, it's when you die. For a lot of people, it's when you die. If you have a $1 million life insurance policy,
But you don't get it.
okay, and you die, then you've left your family a $1 million check. Okay? That's one way you can get a check for $1 million. Another way you can get a check for $1 million is if you hit the lottery. You might receive one check for $1 million, right? Okay? You might have been in a bad car accident where a UPS truck hit your car and now you're paralyzed, and they awarded you a $1 million settlement. Okay? All right? Or you could close a $5,000 transaction and you need to close 200 of those transactions to make $1 million. Regardless, I want you to focus on that number $1 million, okay? First of all, I want you to focus on that number $1 million. All right, now, I want you to put yourself in a place, because I'm doing something for you that's very powerful. The moment you understand this is the moment you understand what wealth is all about. And for some of you, you've never learned this before, okay? If you worked your whole life, if you had a family member that died and left you $1 million, if you hit the lottery, if something happened in your life where you got $1 million, but here's the thing, you have to use that $1 million to survive. Okay? The answer is you need to know what $1 million is worth. You can't sleep under $1 million because it's just a number. You can't eat $1 million because, again, it's paper. Okay? You have to be able to live off that $1 million. So let me give you an example. If you died and left your family $1 million and they had to use that $1 million to survive, then you know what? What can you do with the money? One, you can put it in a bank, and a bank will give you around 2 to 3%. Okay? That means that $1 million, and this is very important, so you have to understand. If you want, you can write this down, okay? $1 million in bank is worth to you around $20,000 to $30,000 a year spending money. Okay? If you took $1 million and you put it into real estate, you guys are realtors, how many rentals can you buy in Sacramento for $1 million?
10 units.
About 4 or 5.
I can buy 10.
10 units in Arden, Camino.
Oh, you're talking about a multifamily?
Yeah. 10
No,
units.
not 10 units. I don't think so. There's no $100,000 units. No way.
We can get a loan too.
No. If you have to buy cash, getting a loan eats up on the income. Let's say single family.
6, 8.
Single family. Let's go single family.
Single family?
4.
4.
4. So 4 $250,000 properties, right? So a $250,000 property, number one, is you're not buying in a very good area, are you? You're Oak Park.
Right.
You're in North Highlands.
Meadowview.
Meadowview, okay? Those are renting for how much?
1,500.
1,500,
1,200.
1,200. After utilities, after renter's insurance, all that stuff, you're netting how much? Of the 1,500, netting what?
15 a year.
1,200. So 4 rentals, netting 1,200 is around $4,800 a month. Is that right? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's around $4,000 or $5,000 a month. That's if they're always rented and if their rent are always being paid. Okay? If they're always rented and if the rent is being paid. If you're not doing a lot of work from tenants who leave and don't want to leave, and then there's a court process and you have to evict them, and then
And in those areas,
the
that's
damage.
a much higher percentage.
Oh, the much higher percent of that, okay? So you have to factor in vacancy, you have to factor in damage, okay? So you might be net 4,000 in the long run. So take $1 million and put it into a mutual fund. Yeah, you might get 6-7% for it annually, $70,000-$80,000 a year, but then at the same time you might lose it all, right? Because stock market down, NASDAQ goes up and down on the stock market. But in general, whether it be the bank, whether it be in real estate, whether it be in stocks or investments, your $1 million or annuities, which is 4%, okay, $1 million, so you know, is worth how much? The worth of $1 million is worth around $4,000 to $5,000, $6,000 max a month. You guys understand that? So the value of saving your lifetime savings to $1 million, the value monthly is worth around $5,000 a month.
But that's best case scenario.
That's the best case scenario.
That's less than 1%.
Yeah. That's
No, that's not less than 1%. What are you talking about? $1 million, $5,000 a month times 12 is $60,000. $60,000 from $1 million is 6%. Where are you going to get a solid 6%? Does it make sense?
Well, you can buy stocks that pay dividends that have been paying dividends for 40, 50 years straight that are paying 4, 5, 6%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's 6%. You can put it into annuity and pay you guaranteed 4%. You can put it into the bank, guaranteed 1 or 2 or 3% on a CD. Right? You understand? You can buy penny stock, but penny stock might be worth 0, and you lose all to $1 million. So what I'm trying to say is that $1 million monthly value is around $5,000. Okay? So let me ask you something. I want you to understand the future of your business. Do you know how I make, if I want to increase my income by $5,000 a month, do you know what I do? You know what I do? I recruit around 4 or 5 of you. I recruit around 10 of you every single month. Okay? For me, a good agent, okay, for me, a good agent that closes a deal, okay, a good agent that can close 1 deal a month, 1. I'm not talking about 20. An agent that can close me just 1 deal a month, all right, I will make around, because some agents, I don't pay every agent the same, okay? Some agents I pay more, some agents I pay less. Does that make sense? So if my average agent, I make, let's say I make on an average agent, I make $1,500 on a deal. So a deal comes in, $8,000, and of that I make $1,500. That means that agent makes $6,500, I make $1,500. Classes are free. I provide the building, right? Okay, loan or real estate. And so if I'm able to make $1,500 on a deal, is that fair? Yeah. Agent brings in $10,000 check, I make $1,500. Agent make $8,500. Is that fair? Yes or no? Yeah. Yes, fair, right? So if I make $1,500 on an agent on 1 deal, just 1 deal, and an agent closes a deal a month, then I need 4 agents to make $6,000 a month. Does that make sense? I will need 4 agents to make $6,000 a month. Now, if I hire an agent, if I take care of the agent, agent worked for me for a long time. I've had agents here for 20 years now. So agents, they have 10-year lifespan. They have 20 years. Someone's here for only a year. But as long as I keep 4 more agents every single month, then the following month, or it takes them 2 months to start producing, they will start producing for me $6,000 more every single month, as long as those 4 agents are there at the company. Does that make sense? The $4,000 in income I receive is the same as having $1 million sitting in some kind of account, whether it be in rental property, whether it be in stock, whether it be in mutual funds, whether it be in the bank. Extra 4 agents basically means, the same type of income if I got $1 million sitting somewhere. Does that make sense? You guys understand that? Power of that? So every time I need or I want to increase my cash flow, because I'm going to tell you something. When we broke down your dream lifestyle, we broke down a monthly payment for a house. We broke down a monthly payment for a Mercedes, a BMW, a Ferrari, for all the food you could possibly eat, for all your extras, all your entertainment, saving for the end of the year trip, your $2,000 in miscellaneous, and you save another $2,500. Guess what? That's $18,000 a month. Well, all about this is I want everyone to understand something, okay? I want you to understand one concept that the top business people in the world understand, okay? Cash is not king. Cash is not king. You know what is king? Cash flow. Cash flow is king. The flow of cash is king. It's not the cash. You can have all the cash you want, but if you don't have the right place to put your cash, cash don't do nothing. You imagine, put cash in a bad stock, cash go down and do nothing for you. Is that right? How many people have ever seen what they call a bad investment? Billions of dollars have been put into bad investments. But wait, I put cash in that investment. It's got to be good. No. You put cash into an investment hoping to get cash flow. Does it make sense? You put cash into a stock hoping you get cash flow. You put cash into a real estate rental hoping that the tenant pay rent and you get cash flow. Does it make sense? The cash itself is not the king. It's the cash flow. It's what you do with the cash that's king. Make sense? Yes or no? Yes. So when I want to make $1 million business, I am 4 good agents away at any given time. And sometimes I could find one great agent and they'll make me that a month. It could be 4 not so good agents or 1 wonderful agent. Do you guys understand that? So here's my question to you. What does it mean for you? Okay? You know what it means for you? It means that at Berkshire Hathaway, I want to teach you how to take advantage of being able to do that. Do you guys know that at our company, I have a program in my company called Office Within an Office? How many people know about that program in my company? Raise your hand. How many people know that, Damien and Sylviana have a pretty big team in our company? Raise your hand if you know that. Raise your hand, you know that right now they're on around 30 or 40 agents. Does it make sense? They were my proteges from this 4, 5, 6 years ago. They've been with me for a long time. So what I'm trying to tell you is at our company, one of the best ways to guarantee yourself a cash flow is to not put all of your eggs only in your basket, but to start organizing and building a cash flow of agents that are on your team as well. You see where I'm going with this? Because I'm going to give you a secret. The bigger your team is, the more constant volume you're going to get. Because one of the things I learned early on is that not everyone that you have on your team can make it in this business. But what happens is as your team grows, the team members that fall off, they become lifetime referral sources for you. I used to teach the real estate principles class, and I used to have 40, 50 students in my class at any given time. And every time of my 40 students, only around 5 or 6 of them end up getting their real estate license. It's not because I'm a bad teacher. I think I'm pretty decent. Does it make sense? But people's lives change. On the road to success, there's a lot of easy exits. I'm just telling you that. You guys understand what I'm saying? On the road to success, there's a lot of easy exits. Oh, I'm on my road of real estate success, but someone offered me a $20 an hour job, so I took it anyways. My real estate career is over. Understand?
But those people plan to fail.
Yeah, well, no, they didn't plan to fail. It's just on the road to success, there's a lot of easy exits. I want everyone to understand that phrase I just told you. On the road to success, there's a lot of easy exits. Okay, when the going gets hard, okay, that's when you know you're closest to success. Problem is when the road gets hard, life offers you some exits to screw you up, and you leave. Does that make sense? I've seen people start building their name in real estate. They're only just starting to close deals, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, state offered them a job with benefit. They quit to go work for state. Does this make sense? It just happens. It just happens. All right? So yeah, it's an easy exit. Okay, now they're stable. But I've seen people that had the ability to become multimillionaire agents, but get offered state job, left for state. That's it. You guys understand what I'm talking about? Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that your avenues to the success, okay, the first thing you need to do is you need to determine what is the bottom line to live your dream life in cash flow. What is your bottom line to get your dream life? Okay? You need to know that. And you need to know that, and you need to break down, hey, if $18,000 a month I'm making in consistent commission every single month, you know what, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I have agents that laugh at this number. Okay? I'm just telling you. I have many agents that look at $18,000 a month and they say, if there was a month where I only made $18,000, that was a pretty bad month for me. Seriously. You don't think I have agents that close more than 2 deals a month? You don't think I have loan officers here that don't close 2 deals a month? I have a loan officer that last month closed over 20 deals. Does that make sense? So you think those people have more time in the day than you? You think those people have more minutes in an hour than you? You think those people don't sleep? You think those people have 4 arms? What do you think those people have that's more than you? Then what's holding you back? Does it make sense? The most important thing is that you need to know what your bottom line number is, and you need to give yourselves a couple different vehicles to get you here. Does that make sense? Give yourself a couple different vehicles to get you here. You know, it's funny because me and Sam's my recruiter, and so we have 2 engines working for us. We have an engine of realtors that we want to hire, okay? But we also have an engine of loan officers we want to hire. Because why? Because our realtors and our loan officers work together. Does it make sense? Okay? And so I'm bringing in loan officers, I'm bringing in realtors, I'm bringing in people from different avenues. So I want you to start thinking, okay? Maybe I am going to bring some of my family or my friends to do real estate with me on my team. Because how my office works is every time they close a deal, I give you a portion of what I make on that deal. It starts as a thank you, 10%, but as you grow your team bigger, then you and me, we become almost a full partnership. Does it make sense? If you introduce me one agent, then I'm just going to give you a thank you every single time they close a deal. You're not really building anything for yourself. But if you build your team like Damien does to 20, 30 agents, then I'm going to give you more than even what I make on these people. Does it make sense? You guys understand that? So you can get to the point where when you can say, hey, you know, one of the things I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to still close deals. I'm going to still close deals. I'm going to still, make $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 on a deal I close. But you know what I'm also going to do? I'm going to also start building my team. Because my team benefits me in more ways than one. Number one, if I have a team member, every time my team member closes a deal, I make money. If I could make even $600 a month, okay, on a team member of mine, it's just $600. Then if I have 10 team members that our company trains, that wear the Berkshire Hathaway logo, that's $6,000 a month. Can you imagine that you have $1 million business within this business? Can you imagine that you build a team of 10 members on your team and you're making $6,000 a month from it? That it's the equivalent of you owning 4 rental property? It's the equivalent of you saving your life to save up $1 million so you can put it in the bank? It's the equivalent of someone giving you a check for $1 million? So let me ask you something. If you get to the point where in 1 year you recruit 10 team members to work for you in 1 year, and then after that 1 year you get them going and you're making $6,000 every single month from your team, how many of you can save up $1 million in a year? Really, at the pace you're going right now, you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, some of you might be in your 60s, some in your 30s. Let me ask you something. In all of your years, have you saved up $1 million yet? Okay? Do you think from now until the end of the year you can save $1 million? No. But do you think from now until the end of the year you can recruit 10 agents? When I have someone in my office recruiting 10 a month now. Does it make sense? So that in 1 year, you have a team of 10 agents making you $6,000 a month. It's the same $6,000 a month that you would be making if you had $1 million sitting somewhere. It's the same $6,000 you'll get, even if you go ahead and semi-retire but still keep your license with our company so I can still pay you. Can you imagine a few years from now, you're Damien or Silviana and you have 50 members in our company or 100 members in our company. You're making $20,000, $30,000 a month. You both semi-retire. You can take that $6,000 a month and go back to a country like Vietnam and live like a king for the rest of your life. Does that make sense? See, I'm going to tell everyone something. I make money regardless if I'm here, Hawaii, Hong Kong, or at home. Does that make sense? My hour don't make me any money. My agents do. And me being here an hour, company don't pay me by the hour. Does it make sense? Company pay me because I take good care of you guys. And I teach you the things that no other broker will teach you. Does it make sense? What other broker teach you to be me? Make sense? Okay? So I want you to understand the real power of wealth. You guys get that? Because understanding it once in your life, and if you understand that concept, then you'll be successful for the rest of your life. I mean, look, a restaurant, at the end of the day, the restaurant owner who spends $1 million on a restaurant, after the first year or two as a restaurant owner, he's lucky to break even. And he has to put $1 million into the restaurant. After 1 or 2 years, lucky to break even. Most restaurants fail. You know that, right? Okay? Here, you come and you start a team. In a year, you might be making $5,000, $6,000 a month. Okay? That's one, but number two is this. Number two is, you start a team, the team members that fall off become your lifetime referral network. You know what you tell them? You tell them, if you're not active in real estate anymore, send me all the deals and I give you a 25% referral fee. I'll just work all the deals. You just need to keep your license active. You don't have to be a member of MLS or the board. We keep you on board as an inactive agent. You don't have to be a member of MLS or the board. You just have to keep your license active every 4 years, renewing with the Department of Real Estate. And every deal that you close, that you refer to me, I will give you a referral fee because now you are considered an official referral agent only. Does it make sense?
And that's by compliance.
Yeah, they have a section I mark down at the board saying you're a LFRO, something like that. Yeah, LFRO, listing referral agent only, referral agent only basically. So their license is still kept with our company. Okay, so we give agents the avenue of being part of our company, don't need to be a member of the board, don't need to be a member of MLS. They just keep their license active and they're with our company as an inactive referral agent only. So let's say you build your team 10 agents a year, and of those 10 agents, 3 or 4, they do good. The other 6, they just referral agents. And when they bump into people, they send them to you, you give them a referral fee, boom, you have ongoing business that other people are sending you. Does that make sense? Another avenue is a farming system. I want every one of you to think on the real estate side, I want to create a farm. You know what a farm is? A farm is getting the people around you that you think have the capability, start telling people to get their real estate license. And start telling people to get their mortgage license. Okay? When you start telling people to get their real estate license and mortgage license, you are doing something more powerful than you could ever imagine. Okay? I'm going to tell you something. It's very interesting. So interesting. I had a client that owned a nail salon with 2 daughters. Very pretty daughters, too. And And when I sold her first home, I convinced her that real estate's really good, and I got both of her daughters taking my classes. Okay? I ended up getting both of her daughters licensed, and then they started doing real estate, and they did okay, but then went to college. But because I got her, okay, interested in getting her daughters into real estate, she went that extra mile to tell every single person that went into the salon that my daughters are getting their real estate license, go buy homes from us. And during the time that the daughters were getting their license, she referred me another 10 clients. Do you guys understand that? When you have a client and you get either the client or someone in the client's family interested in getting into real estate, the client's mindset is no longer, oh, if I ever bump into someone, I'll refer them to you. The client is now searching for new deals. They become a finder. They're no longer a referrer. They become a finder. Do you guys understand that concept? Yes or no? Yes. Right? It's like it's like, we're not Mary Kay, but it's like the Mary Kay concept, okay? It's, oh, you use the makeup? Great, buy from me. But instead of just using the makeup, be a distributor for me. And all of a sudden, you're not only using the makeup, you're buying a whole truckload of the same makeup. And now you're trying to find 50 of your friends to go buy this makeup. You guys understand the concept, yes or no? So, the farm concept, guys. The farming concept, okay? So, am I going out of the box to help you find business, yes or no? A little bit out of the box, right? The farm concept is that you share the real estate and mortgage opportunity with your clients, your friends, your family to get into the business. The reality is 9 out of 10 people will not be able to make it in this business. But once you stir up their imagination, they become finders of deals for you. You guys understand? Yes or no? Okay, they become the finders of real estate for you. You see? And then they believe that you're doing something for them that makes them better. And they will use you no matter what. Man, when I first got into real estate, all of my best agents were my past clients. That's how I built my company. Do you know that? Like, Anthony Nguyen, who started Landmark. You remember him, right? Anthony and David. The reason why Anthony was my first agent, one of my first agents, is because his dad was my client. I'm the one that convinced his dad to get Anthony and Tina and all of them into real estate. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say to everyone is that that's how my legacy began. I took my clients and turned them all into agents. And that's how my legacy began 24 years ago. I actually understood these concepts at 20 years old. Some people go deep into their life and never understand these concepts. I understood it very young. Does it make sense? And now I'm sharing you these multi-million-dollar concepts. You like it? Okay? Okay?
So how many do you have to get to start your team?
No, you can start recruiting right away. But once you get 10 of them, then I'll sit down and then talk to you about what you can do. You know what I'm saying?
So what's the process? So if you go to your former office and you try to get some people in here, you refer them in, you interview them, you hire them, are they automatically part of your team?
Yeah. When we hire
an official paper,
when we have the entry form, on the very bottom of the form is recruited by.
Okay.
And so as long as they confirm that they've been recruited by you and they sign it, then you get the credit for them for the rest as long as they're with the company.
Okay.
You understand? Okay?
But even if it's in Damien's team and they sign, I recruit somebody, it's gonna sign on it.
If you recruit someone,
Okay.
And they go under you, then you're the one who's getting the bonus for it.
So you don't necessarily have to have an active team. As long as you recruit them, you get a piece of their future sales.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's that recruit
That's our embassy.
form.
That's our ambassador program. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Recruit form.
Peter. Sorry. Yes.
Well, if I build a team, can I combine sales and mortgage together?
Yes. Just so you know, when it comes to my team bonuses, I give you bonuses regardless if it's real estate or loans. I can't pay a referral fee on a loan, obviously, because that's RESPA. But I could pay, on the money that I can make, I can pay it to anyone I want. I could pay it to PG&E for my bills. I could pay it to, my kids for their expenses. I could buy food and give it to homeless if I want. I could pay it to whoever I want, as long as it's my income. That makes sense? And it's my profit. I'm not paying for leads. I'm not paying for, I'm not paying loan officers or realtors from other companies to send me their loans. I'm not doing any of that, okay? So yeah, I mean, if you help me recruit loan officers or realtors, then great.
But if I also get a mortgage license, so I can.
Then you can do your own loans.
I can do both.
Yeah.
And hire both.
So you could
Then you can do
both.
both.
You could sell a commercial loan and do a commercial, sell a commercial loan, sell
Residential
a
too.
commercial building and then do the commercial loan
Yeah, or you can sell a home and do a conventional loan on it,
at the same time, okay.
Yeah. The only time you can is when it's FHA, okay?
Oh, okay.
FHA doesn't allow for that, but other than that, you're okay. Conventional, no
VA,
problem.
okay.
FHA, VA don't allow for that, but conventional, no problem, all day long, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the advantage of having both real estate and mortgage licenses. I have both my licenses, I can do both, okay? So what I'm trying to tell you is now it's time to think of a strategy, okay? Think of a strategy. Your strategy is to get you to a final point, a destination, and the destination is the amount of cash flow in your life. Does it make sense? That's the destination, okay?
Does this company pay, like if I were to headhunt for you, for this company, and get you a multi-million-dollar agent to come in, would you pay him to come in? Like, case in point, Coldwell Banker, Rich Kasnow, I'm sure you've heard of the name, had gone to Keller Williams, and they paid him $1 million to take him back.
What?
They paid him $1 million, 6 figures, to get him back. His numbers are that high.
Yeah,
So
well,
if you were to bring in a guy that high, would you be willing to pay him to bring him in here?
Berkshire would.
Okay.
Yeah, the situations like that, and the answer is, it's all situational. But
Because you had told us earlier, if you're gonna do it, go for the top, right? But if I'm gonna bring a guy in here like that, he's gotta get paid, right? He's not just gonna come in here.
yeah, I mean, it depends. Berkshire Hathaway thinks it's worth it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it. Cause what if I pay him and after a month he leaves?
Well, you would have to structure, I'm not sure
Yeah.
the legalities of that,
Yeah.
but I know that
Yeah.
top agents get paid to go back. Like Kim Pacini, was offered $1 million to leave.
I think your numbers are off. There's no way someone will give her $1 million.
I actually talked to her at an open house, so I.
$1 million?
And she did not go, right? So they're paid, we're talking about the top of the top agents right now, we're not talking
Yeah.
about.
I highly doubt that, but
I
if it's $1
know.
million, that's,
No.
wow, I would've left. You know what I'm saying?
What if they don't produce? What
Yeah.
if something happened to them?
Yeah, so
Or
that's,
they get
Well-
fired, or they get really tired.
You know the numbers for Kim Pacini, right?
I know Kim. I just had to deal with her.
There's no
You know,
guarantee
I
on
just spoke to
anything.
her a few weeks ago. I know
There's
Kim.
no guarantee of anything.
Well,
Robert, her husband is a doctor, so all her clients came from her.
Yeah.
Came
Yeah,
from
so
her.
I mean, yeah, I never heard, I've heard of, paying for conversion costs and so forth, but I've never heard of that type of, man, that's crazy. And now
well,
it's
if
like,
you
it's
do
like.
$100 million a year in sales.
But
what
they
does
don't
that
though,
worth to you,
but they
right?
don't.
But they do.
Because I see their volume. I see their volume. I have it. I know more about their volume than they know about themselves, actually, because I get all the numbers. and even if they bring in, let's say $80 million in GCI, okay, they close 80. Okay, think of it this way. Okay, I'll go give you the math because I know the math well. If they close $80 million in real estate, okay, at let's say 2.5%. Okay, they bring in $2 million for the year, and let's say their split is at 90%. The company only makes from them around $200,000 maximum for the year. So if they were going to give them $1 million to come back, that means the company is banking on making no money off their production for the next 5 years.
It's just a long-term investment.
You know what I'm saying? And then if something happened from them from now until then, yeah,
Not us, we love
that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, that's crazy.
Even can make only 1.3, 1.4.
Yeah, so that's the, yeah, that'd be surprising. But anyways, but the answer is yes. And when you say, well, how much you pay, I just pay a percentage of what I make. Because, you know, some agents, you know, to be honest, there are agents that are top producers that's almost not worth it for me to recruit. Does it make sense? Because for them to come, I have to pay them so much that I'm not even making money on it. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's been some of the top agents in all of town come, ask me for something that I'm not willing to do, and I said, you just go ahead and stay right where you're at. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and stay right where you're at. More liability coming than any kind of dollar. Does it make sense? Yeah, technically. I mean, the truth. I've had plenty of agents say, hey, Robert, wow, you're Berkshire Hathaway now. If you pay me this, I'll come. And I said, I'm not going to pay you that. You know? You got to see the power of the brand. You can't just see the power of the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? The bottom dollar. Because what I say is, like, I'll give you a big example, okay? And I want all of you to understand this. We're at the Berkshire Hathaway conference, and there's so many examples of this. There's an agent making $250,000 a year at Berkshire, and a company told him that the grass is greener somewhere else. Offer him stock option, all this crazy stuff that never pans out.
Like EXP?
Yeah, a stock option, all this crazy stuff. Okay? And so he goes from making $250,000 a year to moving to another company and making 60 grand for the next 3 years. And then made so little money, didn't understand why. So he went back to Berkshire Hathaway and then started making $250,000 again. And he went up and told everyone. He went up and told them, yeah, I was making this much money. I went somewhere and now I'm making a higher percentage of a lot less. See, if you're making 80% of $300,000, you're still making $250,000. But if you're making 90% of $70,000 and you're making 60, which would you take? Would you rather take 80% of 300, or would you rather take 90% of 70? Which one would you rather take? Does it make sense? You guys understand that? See, what people don't realize, okay, is that your brand, you don't realize that, and I want everyone to understand something. Real estate is an all or nothing business. There's not an award for first place, second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place. When you go into a meeting with a client for that $1 million listing and the commission is $50,000 and you are competing against 4 other agents, if you get the listing, you get the entire commission. You don't give a percentage to agent number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Does it make sense? When the client chooses who they give the deal to, either they choose you or they don't choose you. Either you get it all or you get nothing. They don't say, hey, I want to give the deal to all 5 of you. You were in first place, so you'll get 30%. The second place gets 20. The third place gets 15. The fourth place gets 10, and the last place gets 5%. And all 5 of you work on the deal. Do you think you'll agree to that? Yes or no? No. So it's all or nothing in this business. Is that right? Yes or no? If it's all or nothing, either you win it all or you get nothing. It's all or nothing. It's like Survivor, okay? $1 million or go home and be hungry for the next 39 days. So you go home in second place, okay? Million or nothing. So in this business, when you're wearing a Berkshire Hathaway badge, when you have all these reasons why you should use Berkshire Hathaway, you go into a meeting with a 10-point head start. It's up to you to win the game, but you go in there already with an ace in your hand. Does it make sense? When doors are open for you, the doors are open wider, okay? And they're open more often. Make sense? Of course, if you don't know how to close, it don't matter how good your brand is, you're not going to make any money. So I'll give you an example, a brand like Nike. When you walk into a Foot Locker and you see the Nike, The salesperson don't have to sell you on the Nike shoe. You sometimes go in there looking for the new Jordans. Does it make sense? They don't have to convince you that the new Jordans is the new big thing. People already lined up out the door waiting to buy it for days. If you are no-name shoe, New Balance, they have to convince you why New Balance is better than that Nike running shoe. You understand that? You got to convince me here. This is not Nike. You even tell your kid who's 5 years old, Dad, I want Nikes. I want my Jordans. And they're 5 asking for Jordans. You guys understand that? Okay. So, what I want everyone to understand about business is that you just need to find your way. Okay? Find your way to success. Does it make sense? Okay. Now I'm gonna give you some information, and then we're gonna go a little bit into our our training from last week. Okay? Is that when you leave tonight, I want you to work on the plans I've given you in the past, the add-a-line system and so forth. But add in your plan the ability to grow your team. Okay? Add that in your plan, the ability to grow your team. Okay? Believe it or not, team building is something, Keller Williams teaches it. A lot of places teach the power of building a team. Okay? Working with others. Okay? Okay? There's a power to that. Example. Okay? You do loans, right?
Yes.
Annalisa, you do loans,
Yes.
right? You do loans? Okay. Let me ask you something. What if you built your team 20 realtors strong, and this is the team that you support? How long have you been in business, Annalisa? In real estate or in this industry?
1990.
So you've been in this industry for,
1990.
so how many years is that?
5 years.
That's 28 years, 29 years. How long have you been in this business?
I got my license in 2002.
So you got your license through me in 2002, right?
Yeah.
So 16 years. 29 years, 16 years. I'm sure that you at least have a lot of, experience as far as, you could say that you have experience, right? You could say that you've been there a little bit, done that, right? You've been in and out of the business, but you've been there and done that. You sort of have experience, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
You were a loan officer for Wells Fargo before, right? Okay, so let me ask everyone something. Because all I'm doing is I'm showing you angles. Sometimes what you need to do is you need to sit down and look at angles. You got to look at the angle. What if you built your team to 20 realtors, and your realtors on your team, you take good care of them, okay? Every week you meet with them and you do a little training for them on your own using this room. We like to use these rooms. Damien, you've been to one of Damien's trainings in this room, right?
Not yet.
Yeah, but you guys have, Damien has his little trainings he does for his team, okay? So you support these 20 agents. They become pretty decent. So every month these agents make money, and every month these agents make money, and they give you, you get a bonus from that, right? But you are a loan officer, is that right? And we have the best interest rates in the industry. So what if you become the exclusive agent for all of your 20 team members? And you guys work together, say, hey, this is how, okay, all the loans go through me. So what if every month you get 10 loans? And every time you do a loan, you make, let's say, $5,000. 10 loans on $5,000, 50 grand. Imagine how your life would be if every month you make $50,000 commissions just on the loans that you did. What if that was the case? You see, I want everyone to understand something. Okay? Real estate is not your destination. Real estate is the stepping stone towards financial wealth and ultimate retirement, financially free. Real estate was what I got into when I was 18 years old. I haven't done real estate since 2000. The moment I started Coldwell Banker, I became Coldwell Banker back in 2000, 2001, I never really did real estate again. You guys understand that? You guys see me, I don't do real estate, really, okay? If I run into a $4 or $5 million deal here and there, I'll do work on it. But other than that, I don't really touch real estate, okay? So you guys understand that, but then when I did do real estate, I was the top at it. So real estate for me was a part of my life that I've graduated from, and I became a broker. Does it make sense? So for you, real estate for some of you, real estate is your destination. You retire a realtor on your own, and the moment you retire, no longer selling a home, there's no past clients who are going to be sending you money for the hell of it, okay? The moment you stop working, doing those open houses, stop writing up contracts of the day, you stop getting any kind of income. So if that's your destination, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want income for the rest of your life, then use real estate also as an avenue to build a team, build something. Like for example, what if none of my kids want to get into real estate and none of them want to take over the company? You don't think I could hire good people to run the company where my kids could get income from this company for the rest of their life, as long as the company's around? You don't think that could happen? Does it make sense? I have very qualified people to run the company when I'm not here. You guys understand that? Linda, the staff, Sammy, they know how to run the company if we're all gone for a week. Sometimes we're gone for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, people don't even know. Does it make sense? Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that, time for you to sit down and say, hey, this is going to be my strategy. Because what if the strategy for my loan officers is that I'm going to find 10 realtors because I'm going to have them on my team, and every time any of those 10 realtors need a loan, I'm the loan officer for them. You built yourself, your own team, with your realtors giving you their loans. How perfect is that scenario? Does it make sense? How perfect is that scenario? So, or how perfect is scenario that said, I don't want to do loans, so I'm going to hire 3 or 4 loan officers to work on my team. But I'm going to recruit another 40 realtors to give all my loan officers the loans, okay? And they're going to all work as a team, like Damien and Silviana. And so now I have my realtors giving all of my loan officer loans, and every time deal closes, I make money. Does that make sense? These are all different angles that you can potentially do at our company. You go to another company, okay, good luck. We don't offer anything like that. Team building? Oh, you want a team build? Go get your broker license and build your own team in some rinky-dink location somewhere. That won't work. We are Berkshire Hathaway for real estate. Are you not proud of our company? Are you not proud of the fact that we are the number 2 or 3 company in the world? And you get to hire agents under that brand? Isn't that amazing? We have one of the best mortgage companies in the whole entire state with the lowest rates. Isn't that amazing? That's something you want to get people into. Does it make sense? That's something you want to get people into. But really, do it for your own personal income. Do it so you have a team. Do it so that you're starting a farm system. Do it so that you can get your clients into real estate so they can refer you more business. There's many advantages to this business, yes.
Can you open another office in Folsom? That area is too far away here,
No. No. Opening an office for Berkshire Hathaway, not very easy. No. It doesn't work like that. No, it doesn't work. Maybe loans might be easier, but see, Berkshire Hathaway.
How about you?
No, I'm not allowed to. No, because opening up an office for a brand like this, you don't open up a small little place. It's got to be like this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Opening something like this, not easy. Because when you open something like this, you got to have 100 realtors to fill it up. Can't open up a big building and have flies running around. Yeah. So it's not easy. It's not easy. All that stuff takes time. Yeah. Okay. But you don't need it, because these days, how technology is these days, you don't need to open up big offices anymore, because most things can be work from home. Does that make sense? Most of the things you can do right from your home. You have your clients sign right from their computer. You don't have to see people anymore. You know what I'm saying? When agents work, they mostly work from home.
Coffee shop too.
Yeah, so the way technology is these days, office itself is here for you to check, for us to convene as a group, but work can be done from your iPhone even these days. You don't even have to go much further than that.
But for the meetings and stuff.
Well, they could come here. It's not like we have a meeting every day. You know what I'm saying? Once a week, they can all come here. Okay? All right? And then the big advantage is that because we don't have all this overhead opening up new offices, we can pay the people that come more. Well, what do you think people would rather have? Pay less, but work from a desk they never really go to in the first place, or pay them more, they work from the comfort of their home, and give them really things they want, like more technology and all that stuff, right? Okay, so yeah. Okay, so okay, let's move on a little bit. It's 12:34.
We don't have internet.
Okay, all right. This is what we'll do then. Today we're gonna end a little bit early. Okay. Today we're gonna end a little bit early for you, because I do want you to sit and spend this time today to start putting a plan together. We'll hit the real estate lifestyle planning guide next week then, okay? But I wanted to get this part out for you today, okay? So for today's lesson, I want you to sit there, strategize what your bottom line you need to make for your dream lifestyle. The lifestyle that you think you're worth, okay? Then break down how you can do it in the terms of deals or in the terms of recruits, okay? Recruits pay off later. And I'm going to end it with this, okay? So you understand. Real estate transactions pay off now, okay? Real estate transactions pay now. You get a deal, okay, you get paid your $5,000, $10,000 now. Recruiting an agent pays off over time. The beauty, though, is as long as the agents are working, they're happy, they pay off for a long time. Does it make sense? You closing one deal could be worth to you $5,000, $6,000. You recruiting an agent that makes you $500 a month, then you're getting $5,000 every single year, as long as they're working with the company. Does it make sense? If you recruit 20 good agents closing one deal a month, it's like you closing 20 deals every single year just from your agents. You guys get it? Okay? So people, they come into this business with different angles. You just have to determine what your angle is, all right? Okay, guys, thanks for class, and I'll see you all next week. Hopefully you have some good direction.
Thank you.
Yep.
I have my neighbor. She got certified for practice and principal, and she's working on finance. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring her in on
Yeah.
board. But my question: can you find her a job in this before she gets her license?
Because
She has to have a license.
yeah, normally she could be, your transaction coordinator.
I'm gonna take one of these.
She could be your transaction coordinator.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's like, hey, during the time you're waiting, maybe you just tell me your transaction coordinator. You know what I'm saying? But we can't really do a job for her. We don't really have to.
Yeah, she's asking if there's anything she can do in the office.
Yeah, because I never sort of hire anyone who's getting their license.
Yeah.
Because we spend our time training them, and 4 months later, they're gone.
Okay.
And we have to train again.
Yeah, that's another question I have. I had my 20 hours for the loan officer. So, would you have like a class where you can do a study guide or like a crash course that I can refresh?
The crash course you can do online.
No, I don't like it online.
There's because I don't have any classes like that.
About
But
like
pro
a study
schools have a
sheet
good.
or like a study
I don't
guide.
have anything, but pro schools is really good for their crash course because they send you all the study materials. Pro
Yeah, you
schools.
study over and over on the computer
Yeah,
like the
pro
real estate.
schools.
Yeah,
Yeah,
till you
pro
score
schools.
higher and higher. Yeah.
Really good one for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll check it.
I took an extra one because
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
fine.
practice filling one out.
Yeah, yeah.
I already have a listing until I get my license.
Okay,
Somebody's
good.
gonna wait for me.
All right. Good. Don't let them wait too long though.
Oh, no,
Okay.
they know better.
All right, guys.
It's in the Bay Area too.
Okay.
I was just about to get the residents to come right home, pay for a while, and then give more rent. I think I told you, I was kind of working with that, but also, Edmonds, sale is going through, next week. So I'm on him every day searching citizens of every city. Yeah, I was Southern Cal. So he's looking to buy up here, he wants something in Rancho, Folsom, El Paso. He lives in El Paso, so. We got about $1.5 million. I've been working with him too long. I got too much investment. I got some political buyers, working with my bigger buyers. And stuff, if you find somebody who wants to buy, you have to move quick. Stuff that is. Right. Thursday, the next week?
Yeah, it was gone.
Oh, okay.
I called, I said, hey, I got somebody who wants to come check it out, you know, cause there's a tenant already, so I said, you want to come check it out. She's like, well, cause it said call tenant first, then agent, so I called. She said, I think we can have a buyer, so you know, talk to the agent right after. He was like, oh yeah, we've already got that in the contract, I said, well, it's pending, so maybe, you know, she can offer me, he said, no, you know, it's just, you know, this is where we're at, this is what we do.
Yeah.
So I'm still working with her, trying to understand, but she's like, you know, she's kind of tired of it, but I'm working, trying to,
Cool.
you know, sending her stuff.
You got it set up on,
Yes, yeah, she's getting stuff. I just found another one yesterday, I sent her and I said, hey, let's go check this out, let's do that. She has a pre-approval, she got it from somewhere else, but I'm trying to, if it's down, if it's gonna run out, I'm gonna bring it here.
Yeah.
And go from there to that. So I got her and she's looking, there's another one on Johnson, but she's in another good. But I found another one Johnson, up to that in 2025, so I want to show her that one, but again, I try to get her to realize like, hey,
You gotta move quick.
faster,
Oh,
slower, you know, because.
It won't happen, it won't be there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I had one, I got this lady coming from the Bay Area, who's looking to buy, she's from Sacramento.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I could send her stuff on Monday, she said, okay, I'll be there on Friday, and she was like, well, you know, check everything on Wednesday, and let me know. She said, no, Rhonda, I need to check Thursday on your list of houses you wanna see. And she gave me a list of 7, and out of that 7, all 5 by Friday, cause she was coming down from the Bay.
Mhm.
So meet me here at the office at 11. By Friday, 5 of those properties are already in.
Wow. Yeah.
From Monday.
It's moving.
It's crazy.
I
It's
think
crazy
sometimes-
how, in my opinion, there's just more buyers than there are properties out there.
Mhm.
And if you price your stuff right,
Yeah.
and like, I think I priced this up on good. When I went to it, I actually did a bit more actually, because it's a custom home.
Mhm.
It's beautiful.
What's the guy name?
No, it's,
Oh, what's the lady?
Goldie. Goldie, I can't remember her last name. No, she's a provider.
Okay, cause I have a friend, her next door neighbor, someone that has a custom built home, crazy home. It's like, there's rooms out that are rounded, and the
Mhm.
shelving
Mhm.
runs around it, everything's custom, and she was telling me that guy was like, he's thinking of selling his home, so I'm trying to talk to him about that.
Yeah, like he was saying, man, don't be scared.
No.
You know, but I'm not really scared of big dollar bill.
No, I mean, you know, for me, being scared would be being inexperienced, but then I have you know what I'm saying? So if I get this listing, I go, right, you know, I want to price it, help me out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then,
Definitely,
you know, and we both have a stake in it at the end of the day.
Right.
You know,
Make sure you price it right, because if you price it right, it's gone.
it's gone, yeah.
I don't care what you're looking at, cause my deal with, I got a couple already asking, why, man, she wants, she's dealing with some legal stuff, with her attorney, but we're gonna get it on the market. And then with her daughter, getting an offer for a scholarship to go play at that Catholic school in San Rosa. Kind of changed things a little bit, but we're still gonna sell that house. You know, it's a lot more equity than what they thought. But yeah, good deal.